Hello, I'm glad you're here. This video is part of our introductory series to 2019 Spring Surge and Easter to Remember. Whether your church is thriving and growing with responsive leaders and engaged members, or you see your church getting smaller with an eldership that's difficult to work with and members that just don't seem to get involved, this is the place for you to be. No matter what kind of church you work with, large or small, growing or struggling, no matter where you're at on the spectrum, being part of Spring Surge and Easter to Remember will help your members get excited and involved, your leaders become more committed, and you'll help your church grow. My name is Stan Granberg with Kairos Church Planting. And for the past 15 years, we've been helping leaders plant new churches and lead established churches to revitalize for ministry in the 21st century. We've designed this Spring Surge course to give you a step-by-step approach to planning and implementing a growth surge that will give you a boost for a better future. Now, if you've missed the earlier introductory videos, go back and take a look at them. You'll find the importance of big days, the goal you should use for your Spring Surge. And there's a link to the videos at the top of this page. And then come back for this video, and I'll still be here waiting for you. In this video, we're going to show you the 5 strategies to get buy-in from your leadership. I'm going to be covering important ideas today, and these 5 strategies are just part of that leadership buy-in overall video. So be sure you download the PDF on this page so you can follow along and take notes, and then sign up for the entire course so you can help your church be a growing church in the 21st century. So let's talk about 5 buy-in strategies for you to use as you talk with your staff or your leadership team or your elders. And the first one of those is develop a champion. And the champion is someone who is going to be fairly naturally on your side, but they also carry weight amongst that leadership team. So since you can't go this alone, who among your elders can you cultivate as a champion? The champion should be someone that has that strong trust relationship both with you and the others in the group. Second is prep a game plan. So many times we go into a meeting and feel like, well, I think I can make this work, and we haven't thought strategically through what needs to happen in that meeting. So talk strategically and openly with your champion to come up with a game plan. What objections should you anticipate? You know your people well, and you probably have heard those objections before. Or what questions will they ask? Be prepared to answer them. Who will ask those questions or make those objections? Because they're going to be people that you're going to have to win over to this new idea. And remember, it may be a spouse who has the real weight behind that objection or a question. And the third strategy is the meetings before the meetings. Oftentimes we feel like, well, we can just go in and get this done, but there often have to be pre-meetings that happen. People don't like to not know. It makes them nervous. So when you're asking for a meeting, even with an individual person for, say, a coffee meeting, let that person know the topic and the reason. Instead of saying, well, I'd like to talk with you about something. Oh, that raises all sorts of anxiety because they don't know what it is. Tell them what you're wanting. Give them a heads up. I'd like to talk with you about a plan to grow our church this spring. And so before your big decision meeting, you may have to have several meetings before the meetings in order to help bring people along and cultivate the soil for the decision that you want to get. The fourth strategy is get out of the boardroom. You know, elders particularly, they have that room, and I'm going to put that X through that. They have a room that they get into to make their decisions, and that room is often the no room. I bet you understand that. Because when elders meet, they feel the weight of formal responsibility, which most often means don't rock the boat and no new ideas. But help your elders, your leadership team listen from a different frame of mind by meeting in a more neutral location. I really like a living room or the home of your champion. Changing the scenery, getting into that informal, personal space will help your people be able to discuss easier and allow the questions to be asked and investigated better. So get out of the boardroom and into a living room. And finally, use a decision process. So often I ask leaders in churches, so how are you going to make this decision? And they'll sit there and stutter and look at each other and say, we don't really know. So help your leaders answer the questions they really need to answer. We've written a very simple, easy to use, how to make good decisions as a download. And you can click below and get that download, and it walks your leaders through the questions of could we and should we and will we, to help them make the best decisions that they can make. I hope you found these 5 buy-in strategies helpful to you. And remember, there's more to this full video than what I've shown you here at this introductory video. Before we go, I want to encourage you to enroll for the entire course. You're going to learn how to engage your congregation in inviting strategies. You're going to develop your social media, develop effective sermon series for guests, and there's so much more to it. This is going to be a great tool in your ministry toolbox. I think you're going to love it. And remember, scroll down and leave a comment or questions for me right now, and I'll see you in some future videos.